بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ويا مولاي يا رسول الله صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ويا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة وعبرة كل مؤمن ومؤمنة ما خاب والله من تمسك بكم وأمنا من لجأ إليكم سادتي يا ليتنا كنا معكم فنفوز معكم فوزا عظيما. Sweeten and revive your gatherings with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. After the 10th of Ashura, after the martyrdom of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Imam Hussein, before he departed, he asked for his family members for a certain type of clothing. He tells her, "Oh, my sister Zainab, bring me an old shirt and bring me an old trousers." Zainab alayhi salam turns to him, "Ya Aba Abdullah, why do you wish to wear such clothing?" He tells her, "Because my sister Zainab, as soon as my death, they will steal all my clothes." Imam Hussein's head was removed, and Umar ibn Sa'd ordered his soldiers to attack the household of Rasulullah and the tents of Rasulullah and the daughters of Rasulullah. He tells them, "Burn the tents of the daughters of Rasulullah and the women of Aba Abdullah." They rush towards the tents. They throw the fires at the tents. The daughters of Rasulullah start running from one tent to another. They start running to their lives and for their lives. Some historians say that the fire reached the abas of the ladies. Some of them were trying to turn off the fires. At this time, when the daughters of Rasulullah are running from tent to tent, there was a person who had placed his eyes on the ring of Imam Hussein. After everybody left the battlefield, he started walking towards the corpse of Imam Hussein, the headless body of Imam Hussein. He walks towards Imam Hussein and he wants to remove this ring. He says, "I didn't have a sword, I didn't have a dagger. So I sat on the chest of Hussein and I found a broken sword and I started to rip off the fingers of Imam Hussein." That man takes the ring of Imam Hussein and runs away. Another man came to take the clothes of Imam Hussein, to take the sarwal of Imam Hussein, his trousers. He says, "I came and sat by the corpse of Imam Hussein, tried to undo the knots of his trousers. As I was trying to do the unknot his trousers, Imam Hussein placed his hand of miracles of Imam Hussein. He tried to protect himself even when his body was headless. He places his hands on the hands of this man, so he does not take the trousers of Imam Hussein. He does not completely strip him naked. He says, I took that broken sword and I started to cut off the hands of Imam Hussein. I cut off the left hand of Imam Hussein. I tried to undo the knot. Imam Hussein places his other hand and he says, I cut off the second hand. At that time I heard the voices of the ladies of Zainab alayhi salam telling him to get away from the body of Imam Hussein. They are still running. The children are running. The daughters of Rasulullah, Sayyidah Zainab is running. She is concerned about the life of Imam Zain al-Abidin. One of the historians says that I saw Zainab alayhi salam standing by a tent while it was burning. I told her, Ya Amatallah, move away from this tent. You're gonna burn, you're gonna die of this fire. She tells him, Lana alil fi hadhihi al-khayba. We have someone who is ill in this tent. He cannot move. He cannot stand. She runs into the tent. She carries her nephew Zain al-Abidin and she takes him out of the tent. She tells him, Yabna Rasulullah, oh the son of Aba Abdullah, what do we do? He tells her, Firna wujuhakunna ila al-bayda. Run towards the desert. Run away from the enemies. One of the daughters of Imam Hussein was running. She was running for her life. She doesn't know where to go. Imam Hussein is no longer there. Abul Fadl al-Abbas is no longer there. A man follows her. She tells him, what do you want? Don't you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran says, وَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ. Don't you know that Allah said, don't hurt the orphan? Don't break the orphan's heart. I have lost my father today. He tells her, yes, if you give me your earrings, I will make my way. She tells him, how dare you? I have just lost my father. He goes and he rips the earrings from the ears of the daughter of Rasulullah. You see the candles that we have prepared, brothers and sisters. At this time, the household of Imam Hussein sat around burning tents. They sat around fire. They sat around the burned corpses of their family. At this night, Imam Zain al-Abidin came to his aunt Zainab. He saw her sitting in prayer. He told her, oh Amma, I have never seen you sit down and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She tells him, Ya Zain al-Abidin, I have lost all my energy. I have no longer any strength to stand on my feet. My back has been broken. Abbas has fallen. Hussein has fallen. I saw their heads on spears. At this time, Sayyidah Zainab, she starts to look for all the children because Imam Hussein told her, oh my sister, it is your duty to protect the orphans. You are the protector of the orphans and the children when I leave, when I become a shaheed, when I become a martyr. Sayyidah Zainab starts to look for the children. She sees one of the daughters of Imam Hussein is missing. She's not there. She becomes worried. She runs into the middle of the desert. She runs and runs until she hears a small cry all the way by the river banks, by the Alqami. There's a little girl holding two hands in her hands, kissing them, telling them, oh, go back to whom you belong. Oh, my uncle, oh, Abul Fadl, stand to protect us. Come back to the tents. We have no protector. Zainab takes her back. She takes her back to the tents. And now that the dust has settled, the enemies came and gave them some water. They came and gave them some water. The children, the woman. Sayyidah Zainab starts to look again. There's another person missing. She looks to her sister. Oh, my sister, oh, Kulthum, where is Rabab? How come we cannot find Rabab? She goes back. She goes back into the battlefield looking for Rabab, the wife of Imam Hussein. She goes, she hears a cry, a lullaby, behind the tent where Imam Hussein buried Ali al-Asghar. She goes and she sees Rabab sitting by the grave of Ali al-Asghar, telling him, oh my son, I have just drank some water. I have just had some milk in my breast. Oh my son, wake up, let me feed you once again. After she gathers all of them, she wants to go and speak to her brother once again. When you are looking for someone, you are usually looking at the faces. You're trying to find a person. You either try to find him by his clothes, or you try to find him by his face and how he looks like. Sayyidah Zainab is walking in the battlefield, looking at headless bodies, bodies that have been changed by the wounds of the swords, by the wounds of the spears. And when she came near the body of Imam Hussein, they had took all his clothes. She sits by the body of Imam Hussein. She says, Ya Aba Abdullah, is this your body? She sits and she starts to smell her brother. Oh, Aba Abdullah. Imam al-Sadiq says she could not know the body of her brother because Imam Hussein's body had 1,900 wounds dealt to him. They asked him, Ya Imam al-Sadiq, how could this be? He said, وَكَانَتِ الطَّعْنَةُ عَلَى الطَّعْنَةِ وَالضَّرْبَةُ عَلَى الضَّرْبَةِ. That every strike landed on another wound, and the other wound landed on another wound. Imam Hussein was filled with blood and wounds. She sits next to him. She tells him, Ya ibn Rasulullah, oh the son of my father, oh the son of my mother, didn't you bring us to Karbala? Why don't you rise and take us back to the city of our grandfather, Medina? At this time, the head of Imam Hussein had already reached the city of Kufa. One of the soldiers of Ibn Ziyad took the head of Imam Hussein for bounty and loot. By the time he reached the castle of Ibn Ziyad, the doors of the castles were closed. So he went to his house. He knocks on the door. His wife tells him, you have come back from war. He tells her, yes, I have come with a lot of loot, with a lot of bounties. She tells him, what have you brought in? He takes out the head of Imam Hussein. He says, I have brought the head of the grandson of Rasulullah. She starts to scream. She starts to weep. She tells him, may Allah never show your face to me again. She takes the head of Imam Hussein. She hides it in a tannoor, in an oven. And she sits by the head of Imam Hussein, removing the dust and the dirt from the cheeks of Imam Hussein, removing the blood from the lips of Imam Hussein. As-salamu ala al-shayb al-khadib. Peace be upon that beard that was drenched with its own blood. As-salamu ala al-shifatu al-dhabilat. Peace be upon those lips that were worn out from thirst. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار. بعد از شهادت امام حسین وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. We will recite this verse, this holy verse 5 times for the healing of those who have illnesses, for those who have hajat. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept these tears, these broken hearts that shed tears for the household of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء 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 أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. اللهم باسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله. Oh Allah, grant us the ziyarat of Imam Hussein in this lifetime and the shafa'ah and intercession of Imam Hussein and the grandfather of Imam Hussein on the day of judgment. And as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi said, oh Allah, don't let me pass from this world until I see the face of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ameen. Oh Allah, we ask you to accept our a'mal. Those who have hajat, those who have illnesses, grant them their wishes, grant them their healing. With a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.